sort of gigs and stuff like that, inside and outside of the fandom. I've just truly been loving it, and yeah, even if right now I'm looking on doing an anime convention sometime, and yeah, it's crazy where that one little performance is taking me. So.
Strack, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I guess I just want to focus on it still being fun. That's my biggest thing. Maybe a couple albums every year and a few singles, and just having fun with it and see where it goes, I guess.
J3 is a rapper. Yo, spitting bars.
Spitting bars, just give me the SoundCloud money. Give me the SoundCloud money, let me pull in the honeys, yeah. Let me pull in the hundreds, let me count up the stacks, let me count up the racks. You know, he's counting the quality, you know, I'm getting the dollars, you know.
I'm a spiritual miracle, spiritual individual.
Blue? Yeah, where do you want your music to go?
I want to just make music. I have a commute that's like eating 3 hours of my day. I don't know how you can do it with your commute. I come home and I'm just dead. I put out I've written like 7 or 8 songs, but just getting the energy to actually record it. And then I'd like to kind of branch out in the furry fandom a little bit too. You know, try to get into other things, but you know, just keep it fun. That's the big thing. And actually record.
Yeah, we were talking about commutes a few days ago, and Blue's like, yeah, Chicago traffic, it's awful. And I'm like, that's great. My commute into work ranges from 1 hour and 10 minutes to 3 hours some days. And I'm just like, eh. But it gives me lots of time to watch YouTube. Okay. Any other questions from musicians up here, or any requests or anything like that? You're Jay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So who are the newer pony musicians that you have been really messing with, that you've really been digging recently?
Foxy and Ponk, if you're sleeping on them, you're an idiot. Check them out. They have the best sound design I've heard ever. It's Ponk, PVNK. They also go by Foxy. They're crazy good. Back me up here, Shaq.
Yeah, Foxy.
Yeah, totally. Check out Foxy.
Yeah, word.
Who made Toy Box
Newer
on the
artists?
new one? Who did that song, Toy Box? LM? What's that? What's that? Yeah, LM. Absolutely crazy good. Who else? Leah Quo, also. Yeah. What? Y'all, check out Ponies at Dawn. Their releases are incredible. New music in so many different kinds of styles and genres. Like, that's not the only new thing. There's like cider parties, all this other great stuff. Ponies at Dawn is just the one that I know. Like, State of Sugar, also very good, yeah. Like, there's a whole new wave of Brony music that's actually blowing it out of the water right now. If you think that, like, you're gonna like what you hear. There's something for everyone. I was actually legitimately impressed with the last 2 full, gigantic releases.
You hear it, it kind of goes back and forth, but you just hear, sometimes you'll hear people be like, oh, Brony music's kind of dead, nobody's putting it out there, but there's more than there's ever been, and the talent and the production quality is better than it's ever been. So if anybody tells you that, they don't know what they're talking about. There's a million sources to find good music, and a lot of these sources now, they have a quality bar, which is crazy that there's that much music that if something's not up to par, they can go, we'll give you some feedback, but we're not putting it on the channel. So there's music that's that good, and there's that much of it, and I'm all about Cider Party. It's like, I'm subscribed to like 5 YouTube channels. It's like H3, iDubbbz, and Cider Party. Like, that's it.
The diss track from
There's a couple of old school Brony musicians that have also been making comebacks recently. Mathematical Pony, if you remember him, and The Rainfall, Crystal Slave, Scratton, aka DJ Pone 3, Vinylicious, he's back too.
He never stopped though.
He never stopped, but he's back to Pony though.
Oh, no
He's-
kidding?
Yeah, he just had a couple Pony songs just to, like, he has a whole new EP.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I guess he worked something out with Hasbro or something. or copyright.
I will definitely say that you should totally listen to Ponies at Dawn. I'm on there too, but there are amazing musicians. John Kenza is an awesome musician, and also Silvernote is on there. Silvernote does
DJ T too.
Yeah, DJ T. DJ T.
So talking about brony musicians that have been kind of thrown by the wayside a little bit, or one of the most underrated brony musicians, I think, that's still kind of quietly putting stuff out every so often, and I try to pimp it as much as I can on my Twitter. Nicholas Dominique.
Yeah. He's super good.
Anytime I'm at work and I'm just dead tired and I need to sleep, I have one song from Nicholas Dominique that will always put me to sleep. It just instantly relaxes me, and I can just nap in the truck for 10 minutes.
Which one is it?
Cloudsdale. Any more questions or requests or... Oh, okay. We have a question from Vinyl Test.
So this is a question for all the musicians. If you had the opportunity, and just one opportunity, to try Szechuan sauce, would you do it? Szechuan sauce.
The McDonald's one specifically?
Yeah, like the McDonald's one specifically.
I gotta say, I'd probably have to pass. It's not that big a deal for me.
Really?
Yeah.
But 9 seasons.
I haven't watched that much Rick and Morty. It's not a bad show, I just haven't watched enough of it to care. It's a sauce, Jesus Christ, people.
Look, Morty. Nobody cares about Szechuan sauce.
To be fair, you need to have a very high IQ to enjoy it.
Okay, just as somebody who's probably a lot older than a lot of people here, I remember Szechuan sauce, and it's not very good. It's not good at all. All right, you gotta get this. You gotta get the sweet and sour sauce or the honey, and that's what you get with your nuggets. Szechuan sauce, not about that.
Honey mustard all the way.
You've had a few questions, but you're the only one asking, so go for it. This is for anyone that wants to answer, but what advice would you give to aspiring musicians and producers?
Start. Quit worrying so much about where to start and how to start. Just do it. Get a program, however means necessary. Pay for your stuff.
I will say, and I'm going to just lay down the real talk right now. This is a great community to start in because you will get a lot of support, but you have to be your own worst critic. I've seen a lot of people who cannot criticize themselves, and they've gotten all this great support from the Brony community, and they just don't get better. And then 2-3 years down the road, when you finally try to give them constructive criticism, they take it as an insult because, well, I have all these followers on Twitter, they say I'm amazing. Well, you're wrong. And it's this is a great community. Start, just work and work and work, and always be your own worst critic so that you can better yourself.
Your first few songs are gonna suck, by the way.
Absolutely.
Not that that's a bad thing. You gotta start somewhere. I never stop sucking. The key is you whittle it down to be less and
suck
less.
a little less each time.
Exactly.
Just a little less suckage every day.
Yeah. Be terrible for a while. Make terrible stuff, and then the key is you make it better and better.
I mean, unless you're DB Pony.
Yeah. Then you're just kind of...
Well, we have a lot of artists in the fandom that, JB is he's a signed trance producer. That's his job. And he just kind of does fandom music for fun. So yeah, there's some people that maybe that example doesn't work on. But yeah.
Speaking of DB Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, speaking of DB Pony, he's also making a comeback pretty soon. I'm working on a song with him. A Pony song.
Learn your craft. Whether you're recording a guitar, you're doing electronic stuff. Oh, by the way, don't feel like you have to do electronic. We have so many, and you can still do it, but if you want to play acoustic instruments, for the love of God, do it. It's really okay. But learn your craft, learn mixing, learn all the stuff that isn't fun. Do the fun stuff, and then learn the not fun stuff to make it sound good. Mixing-wise, make it just so it doesn't hurt people's ears. I had to learn that. Oh God, my first few volumes of Ponyville. Oh my God.
Kind of going in the same line as that. Get good at your instrument, whatever that might be. If you are a guitar player, play your guitar. Learn your guitar as good as you can, and then start recording. Start learning recording from there. Even if you don't have the best recording to start, like Woodlore, for instance. Woodlore did not have good production quality at the beginning, but his songs were still good because he honed himself as a songwriter. And that's basically what you have to do. Work on yourself, work on your craft, work on your art. Get good, and then start putting it out there. And if you can start putting it out there for the My Little Pony fandom, then all the power to you, because like Kill said, it's an excellent community. It's probably the best and most supportive community you can come out into. And probably one of the biggest things that I'd say is when you do start working on this stuff, make friends. Friendship is magic when it comes to music creation, because you can send your tracks to somebody. I always had Cyril the Wolf, so I would always send my tracks to Cyril the Wolf. He'd listen to them, he'd rip them apart, tell me that my vocals suck, my guitar tones are awful, and I would learn. And then he would do the same to me. He'd send stuff over to me, and I'm like, hey dude, you can't sing. Work on singing. And he did, and he hated producing. When he first started, when Cyril the Wolf started producing stuff originally, he hated the whole concept of going back and punching vocals or trying to get the absolute best takes of every instrument you can and then just cutting everything together. He's always a fan of that performance thing, that live sort of sense. But, you know, let's make friends. The more friends you make, the more support you're going to get when it comes to actually learning what you're doing with in terms of mixing and, you know, playing and all that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to performing, you have friends to perform with you, like Steel.
And I would definitely say, for as far as mixing goes, sort of almost treat it like those research essays we had to do in high school that we hated so much. Bounce it off of as many people as you can. Like, one person's opinion of your mix is probably going to be vastly different from another person's. So just bounce it off of as many people as you can, and take everything with a bit of a grain of salt. So, like, listen to what they say, but don't think that everything they say is absolutely right. But just, at the end of the day, you kind of have to decide for yourself what you like to, like, in the sound.
So, okay, I have one more. Write a lot. Yes. People said, there have been a lot of people who said your first few are gonna suck. My first 100 sucked. And I still write ones that suck occasionally, but it gets less and less often. Some things that help with that are arbitrary goals or arbitrary music writing challenges. My favorite one is called FOM. It's February Album Writing Month. And the goal during FOM is to write 14 songs in 28 days. And I've done some of my favorite collaborations during the month of February. The majority of the songs on my albums were written during the month of February. And so having that arbitrary deadline of, oh my gosh, I have to get 14 songs done in 28 days, with no one holding it over my head but myself, is what forces me to make music and make better music.
I think that's what we got.
Now before I go to bed, before my pillow I rest my head, I pray that you will watch over me as slowly I drift off to sleep. Though I never knew you too well, I love all the stories that Applejack tells. How she used to braid up your mane, and how she let you do the same. Max's dad was stronger than you, but when they would play, Dad let Mac always win. He said Dad had love in his heart, and that you two were never apart. Now before I